Okay. Going back to this portrait view so that I can control more of what I'm seeing, basically. Okay, I've got my brightness turned down so that I can make sure that my battery lasts through this haul. So don't freak out. If I don't immediately respond, I'm probably just blind and can't see. Hey, Gypsy. So we've got 4 TEMU bags, 2 small ones and 2 large ones. I've got the trash can sitting beside me, putting on my spectacles. Oh, it's so hard to do with a headband. Nobody told me about that. I've got my hair in it's been snowmageddon and -2 to 6 at night without wind chill. And nobody got, I ain't washing my hair, but once in a while, someone comes along. Someone amazing comes along, and here I am. But I'm not washing my hair because I know that the way my ears do, y'all know when my ears get really upset, that they get sick really easily. I was just sitting in front of the stove. Doing stuff, so now I'm dying. Hi, Ashley. Gonna need my opinion on, oh yeah, well, I thought we might talk about Ryan, then I might tag him in this, so maybe a lot of people are coming for him, but a lot of what he's saying is true. A lot of people are just scared to think for themselves. Opinions are scary, scary things these days. We've been programmed so long to not think for ourselves that you go in and you tell somebody your body is electric. Like, I've never stuck a light bulb to my face or anything. I've held onto a spark plug tester and created a chain of electricity, and I was the last one on the chain. And when the girl that was dating one of the football boyfriends that had the big glass ring that conducted electricity grabbed my hand, I went, ouch, and backed into a metal table and sparked. So I know that I conduct electricity. I found that out at a very young age on a spark plug tester, of all things. But a lot of people don't know that their bodies are electric, but yet when they go in to have, they're having issues with their heart, and their doctors are like, let's put you on telemetry. Well, what is telemetry? It's electric monitoring of the function of your heart. And they even have pills that you can take now that when you take them, it sends back information to your doctor. They're biosensor medication. Okay, and now they've discovered that the did have particles of other people's or other created DNA in it that is resulting in augmentation of people and their immune systems and their neurological capacity and their behavior, their personality profile, everything. Why? Because when you get in there and you start working with the motherboard, if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to screw it up. We are a very high functioning computer. And how has Bill Gates and most of the world made their money? By creating viruses for high-functioning technology. What are they turning our bodies into? Technology. How are they going to make their money? By hacking the technology with the viruses. It's like we see them do it over and over again, and then we're surprised when they do it. Go ask why half of Africa got sterilized with an oopsie by Mr. You better shut that when you leave the field. Go ask why India does not want him ever back in their area. Like they wouldn't care if he went to H-double hockey sticks today. They do not like the man. But let's talk about the modified, mutated, genetically altered mosquitoes that were released with yellow fever in them in Florida without anyone's knowledge or permission, just because they wanted to see if it was still spread easily. Did they ask for the American population's approval? No, they didn't. Just like the LSD, test back in the 50s and 60s when they were killing people. I'm sorry, is that a wrong word? Let me back up, YouTube. When they were unaliving people because they needed to know just the capacity that LSD had on the brain. Obviously, let me tell you what it does. It screws it up, okay? You've got such a profoundly infinite, yet so, it's such a recipe individually in your brain for your chemical components, your hormones and everything. That just one little can screw it up. And then people say, oh, that's not true. Oh, really? Are you on SSRI? Really? Have you heard of SSRI poisoning? Because if you take too many SSRIs and you mix them with other medications, you can overload your brain with SSRI, the dopamine, the serotonin, all those things that make you feel good, because everybody's depressed nowadays. And you can actually go into toxic shock from having too much SSRI, dopamine, serotonin, all that in your body. And so it's lethal. It can kill you. And a lot of people have bad headaches and they don't feel good and they're nauseous and they don't understand what's going on. Well, they're not discussing and communicating with their doctors, and every doctor thinks he's Jesus. And so they go in and they're on 3 different medications that have, with their own chemical compound, quadrupled what's in their brain. Neurologically, you can't handle that. So something starts to break down. And normally it's organ function. And the first organ that's going to give is going to be your brain, because that's where it's taking place. And then it's going to spread to the other organs. And people, I'm just like, do you ever read, people? Do you ever read? Pick up a book. It'll do you good. You don't have to go to college and get a master's degree to read this stuff. You can go on any open library. You can ask to be part of scientific journal, peer-reviewed journal places online. You can pay a small fee and go into really deep dive, like bio wizardry, where they're really talking about some big testing that's going on, and read about all this is going on. But really all you have to do is go and read the paperwork that the government's filing to get patents, and you know exactly what they're doing. Why do they patent biosensor medication that not only feeds back information to doctors, but can neurologically modulate, augment you? If they can do that, then what makes them incapable of doing it at whim? Like, oh, let's put this in there so that we can then control this, behavior. We could push this button if we don't like that. If you look at wars that have happened over in the Sandlands, they have things they can spray in the air that, when inhaled, will basically make people docile so that we don't lose any of our troops. What have they been going after for the last 100 years? Well, ever since science started thinking about that they were God, they've been going after the God gene. They've been going after our sixth sense. They've been going after those things within us that are inherent and intimately known to us and no one else, but we all individually have them. They don't understand that. But if they can understand that, then they can basically strip us and make us a blank page that can be programmed in any way possible. We are just a huge circuit board. And so I keep telling Ryan, if you look at my comments and his things, I've got a piece of hair going crazy over here. I keep telling Ryan, we're nodes on the network. Yes, your body is a battery. He was absolutely right. Your body is a battery. It runs on energy. It creates energy. It requires energy. That's why energetic swaps with people is so important. That's why being in the sun, touching the ground, interacting with natural things, and eating salt and certain minerals. That's why it changes your body, because your body is electrical. That's why you need water and sodium, and too much water is bad, not enough is bad, and that our bodies are electrical. But you have an electrical field around you as well. And let's just say that we've had like 17 towers go up in like 5 to 8 counties surrounding me, but nobody's cell signal is getting any better. But there's a lot more sickness in my area, and we're normally pretty robust and hard-nosed people that never get sick. But there's been a lot of sickness and a lot of weird, strange, unexplained, just fall over deaths that don't make sense, because these were very healthy people that had no issues, no history of anything. It concerns me, because then one night I was driving home with David, and there were 4 of those towers that did not have the FAA blinker on top. Well, legally, it has to be on at all times if that's a functioning tower, or whether or not it's a functioning tower. It has to be on for planes, because we are a high elevation area. It must remain on. They weren't on. They're never on. But according to all the documentation, those towers are active. So they're violating federal law. Federal people doing federal contracts, building federal pieces of metal that do federal things, are violating federal law. And Nobody's asking questions. I am, and I get told, "Oh, shut up, Elizabeth. You just want to make too much of it." No, Elizabeth wants to know what the crap's going on. I'm sorry. You can go back and watch this. My electric has been horrible today too. This morning was a really rough time. They had a car accident, and it was just like yes, no, yes, no, yes. It was horrible. But we are electrical, and so let me tell you what. Everything in this world now, because of the internet, it has become a sound wave and frequency transmission. That's the superhighway now. It's not the roads, the people, the belief patterns. It's sound frequency waves and basically anything that the internet uses. That's the highway now. That's what the government relies upon for everything, and that's where they get their power. That's where they get to they can even seed storms, create clouds, start storms. They've augmented the weather for years. People say, oh, look at that pretty purple sunset. Well, that purple in your sunset is lithium. It used to not be purple. They spray lithium in our air. Do you know how dangerous lithium is? Did they tell us? Did they ask us? Did they say take a vote? Why, heck no. We're free, and we're supposed to tell our government what to do, only to a certain point. Just you shush now. If we want to spray lithium all over your backyard, you can't say nothing about it because we think it's for the greater good, says the man that sterilized half of Africa and is not supposed to step foot back in India. And now they're taking our seeds. Now it's becoming illegal in some states to swap seeds. Why? Because power. They want power. Well, once again, where does power come from? The information highway, everything they've used to make this technological something that could have been so good, and it's just so ugh. Well, okay, these sound waves and these frequency waves, they bounce, they go out everywhere. They go through us daily. It affects some of us more than others because I have extra bones and extra bone marrow in my ears. If you remember when I was having the mastoiditis, I kept saying I kept hearing vibrating things, sound like somebody was drilling a well, and it about drove me nuts. I hear that a lot now. And when it comes in clusters of like 3 days, and then it'll go away for a month. And then it come in clusters of 3 days, and it'll go away for a month. But after the clusters of 3 days, we normally have a lot of sickness pop up in this area. And I've discovered that, maybe I'm a little bit more sensitive because I have abnormal bone structure and more bone marrow in my ears. Therefore, I'm more sensitive. Maybe that's why I like music more too. I don't know. My ENT surgeon said I was a unicorn. Okay, it sucks to be a unicorn. So if sound waves and these frequency waves can penetrate everything, we are being affected. But if we are being affected, that means we are also possibly being used as a skipping stone, boom, 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 to get where they're going. And so they're using our electrical bodies and our batteries to catch something and send it on to the next nearest thing. So I think we're really being used as I really think we're being used as like little human antennas. I'm going to get me a shirt that says I don't want to be no human antenna. And I think they're skipping sound waves and frequency waves through us, and they're using us as shortcuts, and they're kind of farming us for power and ease of, spreading these things, whatever they're doing with these things. But I think a lot of it also is just mass chaos, wondering, let's poke the bear, see what happens. And I think that's abhorrent. I think our government needs to have a reckoning. I think our government needs to answer a lot of questions. I think that our CDC and our NIH and Dr. Anthony Fauci needs to answer some serious questions and spend some time behind bars, because not only have we all figured out that the whole was a big, that it was created just so that they could get a lot of control in these rights. And this is all coming out, and all this documentation and all these emails and all these interviews and all this, stuff that he didn't want to get out, that people are now pushing out and saying, yeah, I don't want to be the one holding this information. It's just like, they're doing some really bad things. It doesn't help when you look at Anthony Fauci and his wife is like supposed to be the person over ethics in the scientific field. Let's all have a round of applause for that major foobar up. I mean, come on, people. I mean, it's just there's too much going on, and we're electrical people, and we are electrical beings, and we are just huge circuit boards. I mean, Jesus just made a massive computer. Okay, he beat all the nerds to the punch. But now the nerds have figured out, because they've run all this protocol on their computers. Now they're hacking the human body. And how do they make their money? How do they make it on computers? Viruses, malware, affecting your technology in devious and malicious ways, so that you would have to then bow down and give them more money and say, please fix this. I need this fixed. Please make this work. I need to make this work. Well, now we are the computers, and all of this new stuff that's going through the air, and these frequency waves and these sound waves and everything else that they're putting out. It's just the malware and the viruses that are being sent to the new computers. And how can you stop it? Well, you can't, because your body's an open receptor. Now you can try to like create, if you have a very powerful frequency yourself, and people have frequencies. This has been measured time and time again in scientific studies. Go read. Like I said, put a wrinkle in your brain instead of a negative comment down below. Go put a wrinkle in your brain. People that can raise frequencies in areas, they are met with people that are more friendly, offer more information, will tell things about themselves they normally wouldn't tell other people within 5 minutes. Well, I do that. I can turn somebody that comes in with a scowl, that when I was a parole officer, I could turn them into a teddy bear, and they'd tell me their whole life story in 5 minutes, because I could raise that frequency. And I know you all have witnessed that several times on this channel. You can tell when I'm having a bad day and it's down here, and when I'm having a good day, it's up here. And you know which live streams get more views and which live streams don't. If you notice, I do TEMU hauls, but I hide little gems of knowledge in my TEMU hauls. And I think Ryan's onto a lot. I think he's onto a lot of great things, and he's looking into great avenues. I don't necessarily like the things he's saying about God and Babylon and all this other stuff, because let me tell you something about the Bible. As many things that man got wrong in the very numerous attempts to convert it to different languages, we lost a lot of intelligence because we got it wrong, and we lead ourselves down different paths. So a lot of the Bible was very much more straightforward than it was, what I call the nail version of the Bible. Tee-hee in the wind. It just goes whichever way you need it to go. I'm sorry, I'm very rude, and I will use rude analogies. But they get into religion, and they don't follow a religion. They don't read the Bible. They don't understand the law that God puts us under in the Bible, and why the New Testament and the Old Testament are split, and why the churches follow new rules now. They don't get to understand all of that. They don't read. It's like nobody reads the terms and conditions. They just click agree. You got to read the terms and conditions, and so a lot of people just don't get into religion and study. Thank you. I'm special. They don't get into religion and study. They get into religion to manifest superficial relationships with other people that look like they've got it all together. Boy, did that go bad. You get into religion for a spiritual connection to a higher power, not to belong to a herd of people that seem to have all their crap together. Because let me tell you what, the only thing that everyone in the world shares is dysfunction. Now, listen, I have my master's in psychology. I'm not stupid. I like to twang. I'm a hillbilly, but I have my education. The only reason I'm at home is because I have a neuromuscular disorder that's killing me. So I had to retire. I'm a retired parole officer and retired counselor, and I've worked with youth in state's custody that had trauma and addiction backgrounds, and I've supervised murderers. I've worked with sex offenders. I've done it all. Every level of supervision that is felony grade, I have handled, even interstate compact. So, I've watched a lot of science, medical science, turn into manipulation science. And that worries me. That worries me a lot because I mean, just a click of Mean Girls can manipulate somebody to do horrible, horrible things. Now let's think about, now we've got, you know, how many of these waves hitting us, how many of these frequencies hitting us, what it's causing in our brain, what medications they have us on. And people say, oh, they're not altering our bodies. They're not altering our brains. Yep. Do you take any medication? Even a B complex. It alters your brain. Some are very healthy, some are very not. But even a healthy B complex alters your brain. It alters the chemical components. It forces you to create more of certain things so that you have more energy. You get a little bit more dopamine. You have a little bit better response to the day. You have a little bit more energy. Your body recuperates and heals a little bit faster. It helps your immune system, like vitamin C. All these things in low doses are great. In high doses, they're very toxic and can harm you. And a lot of people don't understand that, but they think, you know, oh, the government's not after me. Really? So we're doing this dog and pony show for who? Who pays their wages? Who's been upset about paying wages of people that can't even function as adults? Oh, and when we get upset about people that can't function as adults and about people that won't keep our justice system on the plumb, which I saw that personally in my job, and I hated that. Then all of a sudden sickness arises around the world. And now we're all too busy to worry about the things that could actually change the world because we're having to handle our internal systems. And we can't figure out why we can't shake this. We can't shake this. We can't feel better. We're having issues. And they say it's long this, long that, inevitable this. I think a lot of it is that we are being, because we are powerful, just powerful Jesus-made computers. I think we've just been hacked. And what do you do when you hack a computer? You augment the system. You spread malware and viruses. So you either kill the computer or somebody has to pay you a bunch of money to fix it. Now think about that for 5 seconds. And then go read a book that is in the medical, it's in the IEEE, the engineers and all those things that starts with E, those really smart people in the medical field, called Emergent Technology. And this is like a 20 or 30 or 40-year-old book. It's at least 25 years old. That is telling people in college going for a medical degree how they do this to augment us, learning how to neurologically modulate us so that we are more compatible. Well, I don't know about you, but compatibility depends on who I'm faced with and what they're saying and which day it's on and what energy I'm getting. Well, what if we can no longer control our energy? What if our energy is being controlled? Well, have you noticed that assaults, simple and aggravated and domestic, are all up like 67%? We talked about all the killings that happened over Christmas. I'm sorry, all the unalivings that happened over Christmas. YouTube gets so upset about words. Words mean the same things. If we can't say words, my God, how can we function? Words are like wiping your butt at brain level. If you can't wipe your butt, how can you function? If you can't understand a word, you can't say it, how can you function? That makes me, ugh. Anyway, we talked about all that we saw from the juveniles over Christmas season, not adults, juveniles. Exceedingly aggressive over this Christmas. Out of nowhere. Like if you go back and look at stats in the justice system for states, abnormal behavior. It just blows my mind. And people look and they go, oh, it's just the times. Yes, but break that down. What does that mean? What does that mean? Does it just mean that you're trying to blame the devil? Okay, I can blame the devil too. He's a nasty, nasty being. He's out there. I've seen him in the eyes of some of the murderers I've supervised. I know he's real. Okay, therefore, if I know the devil's real, I also know God's real. Thank God I know God's real, because at the age when I was in 3rd grade at Vacation Bible School, me and Jesus had a big long talk. And at age 12, I rededicated myself and got baptized. Now, I'm a very powerfully faithful person. But I will also look at science and say, okay, I can understand that. I understand gender dysphoria because I understand that Mother Nature makes mistakes. And they're saying, oh, God doesn't make any mistakes. Mother Nature does. Mother Nature doesn't offer everybody the same catalytic converter. We'll just say that. And sometimes they have to be, we have to fix the catalytic converter, and we have to, instead of a normal muffler, we got to have dual pops, or we've got to do some other, and it just, some people benefit because of a decision a doctor made when they were first born. They benefit later in life when their bodies say, oopsie, from transitioning. There's about 0.03% of the population that have that condition. There's about overall 3% of the population that have enough dysphoric issues that they do benefit from living as the other gender, and they want to blend. They don't want you to know. They don't want to call you names. They don't want to say, it's ma'am, sir. They don't want to do that. They want to just be in there and be happy and smile and make friends and feel like they belong. I've not met one person that had gender dysphoria that their goal was to tell everybody they had gender dysphoria, because it was a deep, dark, inhibiting secret. And they did not want to be noticed. They just wanted to blend. So when everybody gets out there and they start doing this, I'm like, well, ducks quack when they want to be fed. Humans talk when they want money. So we've basically generated a form of income for mental illness. And did you know that they took gender dysphoria out of the DSM-5 because they thought it would make people that have gender dysphoria feel as though they had a mental illness? They do have a mental illness. And that's not to say that that's a bad thing. It's to say it's a marker so that you can understand what you're going through and seek counsel and medical advice if necessary. So what are they? We're just walking blind through life now. It's just like, come on, people, think about this. I mean, my goodness. And why? Well, there's no way to really create a consumer out of somebody that goes through gender dysphoria therapy. They just come to therapy and talk about it and get through their life as gracefully as possible, and they kind of share their feelings, emotions. And that's kind of the way we handled it before. Now it is, we refer them out to the medical field for all these immediate testosterone. Within 3 weeks, we're getting on T blockers or estrogen. Within 3 months, we're having massive, changes made surgically to bodies. We're doing this even on children that have not matured and gone through enough puberty to have enough hormones or enough skin left to reconstruct, let alone have any kind of adult gratifying relationship. We'll just say that. That's the nicest way I can say that. Why? Why would you do that when other people were doing so well? Why would you create that? Well, because they created consumers. They created money. Why did Pfizer said, oh, we're going to make this, we're going to do this for you. Yes, we're going to do it for you. Yes. And they made how much money in return? But it was out of the kindness of their soul. If it was out of the kindness of their soul, they would have said, oh, crap, our little world screwed up and we need to fix this. And oh, shoot, we need to make sure this is right. And we ain't going to try anything till we know it's right, because we done screwed up enough. Everybody just brace yourselves. Let's get through this. And we're going to figure this out as quick as we can. Instead of saying, oh, we're going to fix this here. What normally takes 15 years, we did in 10 months. Come get it. Now, I'm sorry, but if somebody offered me a turkey that was in the oven for 15 minutes on Thanksgiving, when I know they take multiple hours to cook, I would say, no, thank you. I don't believe that was done properly. But yeah, people run. And they were like, it was tested. It was, well, now we find out it was all a lie. There were so many tests not done, not completed, completely just skipped. The 8 mice, eight. You're putting things in your body. I'm sorry, that 8 mice got tested on. And guess what? None of those little mousies are on this world anymore. And it's just like, we're not allowed to question this. We're not, screw you. I'm going to question it. I pay my taxes. I'm moderately nice. If I want an answer, I deserve an answer. I help protect my community and keep my community safe from murderers and violent offenders for years. If I have a question, I deserve an answer. But so many people walk around going, we don't deserve to know what they're doing. They're just so far above us. They're so far above us, they're making pornos in the Senate room back there. That's how far above us they are, people. Really, you think they're not? Like, they're humans with every mark of human defamation possible. Because, like I said before, the only thing we all share is dysfunction. So we need to stop this, like, putting people on this higher, because they're a politician, no, they're not. No, they're not. They should hold themselves to a higher accountability, but we should not view them any differently. We should say, okay, that's a person. We want to trust them, but we need to watch their motive. We need to watch their behaviors, their mannerisms, their body language, who they hang around with, where they spend their money, how they get their money, their campaign donations, who is giving them donations, and are they returning any donations from certain groups that we would say, probably don't want to take their money. It wouldn't be nice if you took that money knowing what they just did to us. We can't talk about that. Shh. And it's just like, we got to talk about it, people. We got to talk about it. Well, it's okay, Sam. You don't have to enjoy. This is just me. I went through 6 years of college and worked with some of the worst of society. And I also worked with the worst of society, with people on the bench, judges, DAs, just, state prosecutors, public defenders. And what I noticed was that the bad behavior in the bad guys was in the good guys too. They just labeled it good here and labeled it bad there. So when the bad guys made a backroom cash and pocket deal, it was wrong and you're going to get. But when the good guys made a backroom pocket money deal, it was shush, hush. Your girl needs tuition paid. Okay, yeah, just make this happen. Yeah, sure, no. Yeah, we gotta keep our kids in school. We gotta keep going up. Man, we just gotta keep each other going. I had the governor of Tennessee call me and say, I want this guy to have a clemency. Sir, he's a murderer, already on a suspended sentence, and only has to report twice a year. But do you know that 6 weeks ago he went out of state without telling me, got domestic assault charges, and that they were pending, and I just did a warrant. Oh, well, I have a kiboshed your warrant. Oh, well, then I'm doing another one. I was did the clemency papers and just put your name on them. No, sir, that's not the way they go. They did the application. They bring it to me. If it's appropriate, I sign them and then send them to your office. But, sir, he's not appropriate for clemency. Well, I was friends with his daddy. I don't give a flying fart who's your friend. Sir, that's illegal. And click, I hung up. He called back. Did you just hang up on me? Yep, I'm going to hang up on you again because you asked me to do something illegal. Click. And then my manager called. Why did you hang up on our governor? Because he asked me to do something illegal. Just because they're in positions of authority do not mean that they have positions of accountability within them. It just means they have maneuverability within society, ways to gain power and authority and to manipulate others. Now, I hope that people that do that have a kind and gracious heart and want to do the right thing. But what we're seeing in society is that no, it's not what's happening anymore. It's all about what I can get. And so we have a lot of issues, to talk about. And everybody thinks they know exactly how I lean politically. No, I think if anybody gets to a certain level politically, they're probably crooked as a dog's hind leg. Because I rubbed elbows with a lot of politicians in my job. Never met one I really liked. One that did what he always said he was going to do. And did you know that they voted him out because he did what his constituents wanted him to do? And somehow he got voted out right after the big pandemic. Did you know that not once in Mother Nature, not once in nature, has there ever been a virus that mutated to become more deadly? Never. Now, I grew up on a farm, okay? I started in vet medicine, and when I got married, they said, you'll never get an internship. You need to switch into something else. And I always really loved animal behavior and all that stuff, and I was always intrigued by anthropology and sociology. And so I said, well, I'm just going to go into psychology, and then I'm going to take law classes as electives to keep the door open. That's what I did. Because if I'm going to have to pay for a class, I'm going to put wrinkles in my brain. I'm not taking artistic ventures, you know. I mean, no, I'm going to learn something. So I learned that when I was 19 working in these horse barns, pulling hair follicles to send in to see if these were homozygous or heterozygous animals that would throw a Toveros, a Tobiano, but if they wanted a blue-eyed, bald-faced horse or a tricolor paint, they could manipulate and have it tested and see who they needed to breed with to make that happen. They were creating their horses. And little stupid young men went, well, if they're doing this with horses, as I pull follicles and lay on a tape inside of a bag with my gloves on and lay on a tape with tweezers, and this horse is looking at me like, why are you doing this to me? And I send them in, I package them and send them in. And then 6 months later, we get back and we say, you only breed with mares that have profiled for this, 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 or this. So if people call your farm and they want semenship, if they're looking for this, 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 or this was not your horse. But if they're looking for that, this is your horse. So we had all the studs profiled. And so people had all their mares profiled. And I'm sitting there going, well, if they've gotten this far in humanity or in animals, how far have they gotten in humanity? You know, and then a few years later it was, if you want a blue-eyed child, we can make that happen. And everybody, oh, do you not know if they've gotten that far? They're probably about 30 years beyond that. We just don't get told. Like as my good friend says, they don't build the stealth bomber. They don't ask us to build it. They just build it and then tell us after it scares the crap out of us when it flies over. Oh, that's one of ours. Don't worry. Oh, yeah, we built it 5 years ago. It's been one of our ongoing secrets. No, we didn't think we needed to disclose that to the taxpayers. No. So, thinking that there's an open door policy of knowledge in all tiers of society, detrimental. It's going to be detrimental to you. Oh, Sam is enjoying. Okay. Well, I mean, even if you're not enjoying, you don't have to. And like I say, don't ever take anything that anyone on the internet tells you to be true. Research. Even me. Research me. Go and research me. But people go, my body's not electric. It doesn't function on its own. It really, as a really good friend of mine says, so when you eat that ham sandwich, it comes out the same? Really? No, your body does just a whole myriad of things. Without your knowledge, consent, know-how, it's working. It's a machine. It's a divinely made machine, but it's a machine. And if they found out how to give you medicine to lower your blood pressure, or how to give you medicine to stop your egg production, or how to give you medicine to stop the blues, do you not think they've created other medications for other things? And now we're finding out that medications that can be taken that biofeedback information to the doctors through the air, through them waves that nobody believes does anything. Now it's coming out that that's been used for several years now, and they're just now telling us about them. As Klaus Schwab, the man that I can't stand. Klaus, if you're out there, I can't stand you. You are like the epitome of dog turds. I just can't stand you. I want to, but when I go to heaven, the Lord's going to look at me and go, you hated somebody. Yes, I did. And if you need to ping me on the head, God, you do it, because that man, I can't stand him. But he said, we want to go from what was it? I think it was a presumptive society, to where we do collect data, and you give us your data, and we look at it, and we can kind of see what you want. We can predict what you kind of want, or we can kind of assume what you want. We want to be a prescriptive society, to where instead of thinking that you give us the data and we can kind of, look and think, we think this is what they want. We can just get the data multiple ways. You don't have to worry about it anymore. You don't have to talk to us. We just get the data, and we can just, basically like a pharmacy, we can just prescribe what you need because we already have the data and know. So we need to go from a presumptive society to a prescriptive society. And then you won't even have to be concerned with elections. And that's what he said. You won't even have to be concerned with elections. We'll already know. Really how come nobody knows if I got colon polyps? How come nobody knows if I got heart murmur? How come nobody knows if I've got an aneurysm fixing to blow or a blood clot going? Really? But you're working on this stuff for power, but you're not working on anything to really help us? Really, Klaus? Really? No, like really, he's evil. Like if I think he's probably one of the most histrionic narcissist that I've ever seen in my life. I mean, if that man walked in the room with me, I'd be like, Lord, get him out of here, Lord. I'm not responsible for my baby, Lord. Please, Jesus, remove him. And the court does. Bless his heart. You pat him on the head and you tell him that Hillbilly Heart said, that's the way you think, kid. You got to always be questioning why. That was great. Oh, that's the best thing I've heard all day. That's great. That's wonderful. Oh, Lord. But Ryan is getting really close to a lot of things. And I'm trying to get him to look at the Internet of Bodies and to look at, instead of trying to see the government as this external force and focusing on this UFO, angelic, and weird kind of God structure he's got going on. And I can think it's weird. It's okay. Ryan's an open thinker. He knows that I care about Ryan. I literally, he reminds me of my son, and I want to see him do well, but I worry because I know how his brain works. And when he applies it, it's powerful, but when it scatters, it's scary. And I know he probably knows that. And I know that if he's watching this, he's probably going, oh crap. It is. It is, because you have a very powerful weapon up there. And when it works for you, it's great. When it works against you, it's horrible. And I understand that. That is the way that a lot of high-functioning ADD and ADHD adults work. And so they can get fixated. Fixations are great if you use it for a good. If you use it for a negative, you can kind of get rolled up into your own hind end. Basically, you sit here and shrivel down so far in yourself and your own thoughts that it's pretty soon you're wearing your butt as a necktie and you wonder how you got there. And it's because you soaked up yourself too much. You got to always reach out for information and bring it in and then sort through so that you're constantly growing. And it's like making bread. You've got to constantly add ingredients so that it grows, so that you get the best result. And sometimes I think that he sits and soaks so much, that it's like, my butthole's right here. Got to push it back down. Got to bring in some more energy and some more information. But there's a lot of stuff on the DOD, the DARPA website, the CERN websites. There's a lot of information, governmental information. You can go into governmental paperwork that is public access, and you can see that they're doing things that they're not telling us about. And I would recommend that you go to the Odyssey platform, ODYSEE, and you look up the Synergy channel, PSINERGY. And this is a woman that, if you can make it through a few videos and understand that her anger comes from witnessing a lot of things as a child she shouldn't have witnessed and going through a lot of things that she shouldn't have had to have gone through, then you can start to learn from her. She was a huge brain when it became time to take the internet from dial-up to in the waves. And then she noticed, oh, they're doing other things. And when she spoke up, boom, she got immediately disabled for life and basically has been told to sit down, shut up, and stay away. But she's brave enough to say, oh, no, this is what I know, and this is what you need to know, and this is how you need, to look at this. And I love her to death. Like, I've personally met her, and she's got a heart of gold, but she gets very upset when people are so stagnant in like, they'll come there to yell at her because they don't believe in her explanation, but they won't take the time to go and create their own. That's like saying, I want a ham sandwich and I'm going to scream at you because you made one, but I'm never going to make me one. I'm never going to fix my problem, but I'm going to scream at you because you seem to be fixing yours. Gee, that's productive. Not. But we as a society don't see that anymore. We just see someone else's behavior as an assault upon our own person. And no, that's their behavior. That's their behavior. We all have a reality. We all live in our realities, but when we go out into social public areas, we have to kind of share reality so that we can function as a society. And we've gotten to the place where we can't share realities anymore. And that is such a hedonistic place. And it's like, listen, I am the dirt beneath most people's toes, okay? I'm a little hillbilly. I'm a little educated hillbilly that lives on the top of the crag of the mountain that has been feeding a wood stove for a week because negative temperatures have been here. I like to live simple. My husband traps and tans. He works at a factory. I was the breadwinner. When I got sick, our lives didn't change a whole lot because we lived really simple. So that was good. But we had to change the way that we functioned because no longer was I the big Amazon woman that could take care of herself. I required a lot of aid. Let me tell you that I was so sick for 10 years. It took them 6.5 years to diagnose me. I was so sick for 10 years that I would look at other countries' options that aren't allowed in 99.9 of the United States, because the surgeries and the treatments that the physicians were giving me were making things worse. And the nickname for my disorder is called aside disease. I can't say it all in one thing. And I understand why. It's a horrible thing. And the only reason I sit here in as good condition as I am now is because I got really mad at the doctors and I said, F you, I'm leaving. I'm doing my own thing. My great-grandma and grandma and mother are all wise women with a lot of native and indigenous knowledge because we got a lot of Cherokee and a lot of other stuff running through us. I went back to nature. I told doctors to leave me alone. Every 3 years, they wanted to put 73 needles in me and electrocute me and tell me how worse my nerve function was becoming. Do you not think I could tell you? You had to hook me up and fricassee me every 3 years like a nanny goat stuck in a hot fence? Gee, that was fun for somebody. Did they ever do anything to help me? But no, we just need the information. You're a great case study. Okay, well, can I get some aid? Can I get this treatment? Can we look at this? Oh, no, there's no money for that. Now, if you had MS diagnosis, we would let you do that. Well, I basically have the same thing as MS. It's just more aggressive. Yes, but it's not well-studied, researched, or funded. So therefore, we can't do that for you. So because I didn't have the right coding, medical coding, I didn't get certain treatments that could have benefited me and helped me. So I said, screw all y'all, peace out, I'm leaving. And I went back to Mother Nature and I said, oh look, goldenrod, marshmallow root, gravel root, turmeric, honey, garlic, black seed powder, Irish sea moss. Some of the most powerful things Mother Nature gives us. Do you know we're deficient in like 80% of the vitamins and minerals we're supposed to have in our body? Why? How do I know that? Because they strip everything out of the water. Because the water used to be mineral rich because it ran through all the layers of the strata and we didn't have to worry about all this pollution that's being created mostly by the people that are supposed to be protecting us. And we would get a lot of our minerals from the water. Well, then they started purifying water and we start seeing all these autoimmune issues pop up and all these new, illnesses and grave diseases and children getting more and more sick. And then they go, oh, we probably shouldn't have took those out of the water. Let's sell them back to them as vitamins. Yeah, it's a secondary income. Yeah. So every time I can, I go to the artesian well and I get me jugs of water because it's checked for safety, but I know it still has a lot more in it naturally that is what I need. And then I look into other things that are great for my disorder and have been looked at and have been studied. Well, it's just, I'm not, I had a pity party for about 4 or 5 years. I really did, because I was in a gross amount of pain. There was no really light at the end of the tunnel, and the doctors were not giving me anything to be positive about. And I'm a thoroughly positive person, and I got into a really dark place for a few years. And I had to really get up one morning and say, why am I letting these people that don't know me dictate my life? So when they called the next time, I said, you need to come down and we need to put the nodes back in you and fry you. Sorry, no, I don't think that's a good idea. Because if you stick another needle in me, I might kick you somewhere. I don't want to have it done anymore. It's not doing anything. You get a bill for $4,800, but it's not benefiting me. I can tell you my nerve function is worse because I can't feel my left leg. I can't feel my left foot. I've got a huge bruise on my stomach. I don't know how it got there because I can't feel most of my left side from the nerve damage. So I stopped letting the doctors dictate, and they got really mad at me. Sucks to be you. You're going to have to process your anger. Anger management. See you later. And I just went on about my business. And I'll have you know, I started wearing more copper. I started making sure I had more minerals in me. I started taking prenatal vitamins. I started looking at the healthiest of foods. I started making sure that I was getting enough protein. Screw plants. If a human body doesn't have enough fat consumption, it can't process anything else. So you better make sure, you got fat in your body before you put anything else in it, because if you don't have fat, your body cannot function. It can't process anything else, and then your organs will shut down. So I started really looking at what I was eating, what I was putting in my body. I got onto a pretty good health kick there for a while, but I had gained so much weight from the surgeries and steroids and surgeries and steroids and surgeries and steroids. I just ballooned up like that Veruca whatever on Willy Wonka. And I'd always been a big Amazon powerful woman. I was a powerlifter in high school, and I was just a big, scary woman, and I liked being a big, scary woman. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But I had become around and domesticated with this disorder, and really broke my spirit. And then I thought, no, I want the old me back. As much of the old me as I can get, I want it back. And so I started getting into other groups, getting more information of the native, indigenous, and even some of the out there stuff that I didn't necessarily believe, but I wanted their feedback. And if I didn't need it, I'd just pitch it and go on. But I wanted to hear it anyway. And I came in contact with someone, and they touched on a lot of points that I knew from my great-grandmother teaching me when I was a little girl. And, I was the little girl that when you went to great-grandma's house, she would say, "See you." And I would be like, "Hello, grandmother." And she would say a lot of things in Cherokee, and I wouldn't understand her. And now that I'm older and I can remember the patterns, I've got people that speak Cherokee telling me what she was saying to me. And one of the things she said every time I'd leave that I thought she was mad at me, like telling mom I'd been a bad girl or something, it was till we meet again. And I was like, gee, great grandma, could you not have just said till we meet again? So now I'm like, I missed out on a whole part of my culture because it wasn't socially savvy back then. But thank God for my mother, who kept us under the radar in it. And so I'm trying to bring all that back, but I went into that knowledge again. I went back into that knowledge and started looking at the plants that they worked with. And I'm not going to do anything illegal because I am totally good at two shoes and I'm scared to break the law. And it's ingrained in me. That's just... it's ingrained in me. Now, if Tennessee ever allows for medical trials for people that have my disorder, my doctor swears he thinks I should do it. I have a very, very, very strict type A brain, and I don't think it would be a great thing because I have also done a lot of pre-sentence investigations for murder trials, and I've compartmentalized a lot of autopsy photos and really gnarly information. I don't think we want to open those doors, but that's why I'm kind of, for lack of better words, raw dogging it through this disorder. And if you ever look up reflex sympathetic dystrophy or chronic regional pain syndrome, because they changed the coding name a few years ago, you will see what I go through on my worst days. You never see me on bad days. I've shown you a couple of bad days, like last year when I almost had that heart attack and I had the lactic acidosis and I couldn't barely talk, and I had to tell you that I had to take a break and I didn't know what was wrong and I would be back when I could be back. That was a bad day. I have a lot of those. Now that I'm treating myself and just making sure I'm getting minerals and nutrients, good water, and what the earth provides, my blood work looks better than it has in 7 years. 7 years. I've lost almost over 60 pounds. I'm kind of stuck right now, which is, I think it's the winter where it's just, I can't get out and do my physical therapy, and they won't let me go to the gym because of all the crap floating around. So I'm doing physical therapy at home, and we're trying to do resistance, and I'm trying to build my muscle back and lose the flab that I've got all over me, but I'll never look like I did when I was halter breaking show cattle. Man, I was scary. I had 19-inch biceps when I was 19 years old. I was scary. I loved it. I'd walk into a barn and the boys would run. They couldn't even fix a manure spreader. They couldn't drive a front end loader. They couldn't drive a stick shift. Stupid. Anyway, I'm doing better than I have in almost a decade. And then my kids are grown and they get married and they start having babies. So got my first grandbaby about a year and a half ago almost. We're getting there. 15, 16 months ago. And her being on the way sparked me to push a little harder. And, there are things edible out there that a lot of y'all don't know about. Like you can eat corn, sunflower stalks, you can eat sunflower leaves, you can fry dandelion tops, you can make dandelion jelly, violet jelly, you can pick poke salad for a small time of the summer and only the tips, because if it gets too big and you get too much, there's poison in it. But we pick poke salad and eat poke salad. We eat a lot of stuff from the woods. When I was trail riding, when I was younger and healthy, I would eat sassafras leaves all day because it reminded me of root beer, because that's where they derive root beer from. I'd chew on sassafras leaves and even hand some to my horse. We both chew on sassafras leaves going down the trail. I would stop in the blackberry patch. The blackberry patch had a hole through it, a road through it where the blackberries went through it, but it was mounds on either side, and they were as big as my thumb. And I'd drive my little horse through there, and we'd all get skinny because we didn't go to get picked. I would hoop and holler, make sure there wasn't a bear in there. And then I'd walk my little horse through there, and I'd pick the big top ones that were huge on top, and I would just be stained blackberry juice by the time I got back to the house. And all these things, we used to dig ginseng. It was nothing for me to dig a root, wipe it, wash it, wipe it, and stick it in my mouth and chew on it while I was digging for others. And there's just so much out there that people don't know. And when you live different, like I live so different from people, they look at me and go, "Oh my God, she's different than me. She must be so stupid." No, I have a different window of knowledge. And sometimes you need to look through other people's windows of knowledge, because that different view can give you a whole heck of a lot to think about. And it can really improve your response to whatever you're going through, whatever you need to know. So I think Ryan is looking through his own window, but maybe he needs to glance through a couple of others. But I also think he needs to look at some other stuff. Like he said in his last thing, the government's not coming to get you. Over, I think, 37 times, the government has been found to have been I'm trying to find words so I won't get smacked. They have been doing things without permission, without informed consent on citizens at bulk rate that has actually have caused loss of life, and there's never accountability. Never. So no, I don't trust them. I don't think that they have my best interest at heart. I think their intention is money, power, control. And what can I do? What conflict can I create that I can create 15 subcategories of return income, instead of how can I create a world where we can all get along and we can share the profits and benefits of each nation so that our citizens don't have to bleed out to make a living and can enjoy their life a little bit more. They don't think like that anymore. Because if they did, energy would be free. How do they make it? If we paid by taxes for the creation of the energy plant and just for the upkeep, when the years that there's no upkeep and it's just creating energy, should we not get it at such a discount rate to where we're just paying for the people that maintain those plants and those dams and those hydroelectric? Should that not, how can they put a price on energy when it basically creates itself, and all we do is sit there and put a few things together and watch it and make sure that it just stays at a balance. And yet most people can't pay their electric bill. Yeah. Who was it? Kim Kardashian or something. One of the sisters, one of the Kardashians, spent $65 million on their wedding. That's how far our heads are up our own behinds. And how far half of everybody else's heads is up the Kardashians' behind. That's probably why their behinds are so big. It ain't injections, it's just a bunch of heads. Shove right up her. Seriously, I think that may be what it is. But it's like, how can the 1% live like that and knowing what they know, knowing how cheap energy production actually is, and how many resources we're sitting on in our own nation, how can they bleed us dry to make crooked contracts with other places so that their children have board jobs and can sniff off of prostitutes' behinds, never get in trouble, but just us poor people trying to live, we're the scourge of the earth. We should pay for everything. Let's create a new bill, a new tax. Let's pass another omnibus and sneak in the 400 pages that's just for us. How come most of our politicians go in and then make a salary of $150,000 to $270,000, yet they end up being worth $80 million plus? Why is it illegal for you and I to get information on the stock market, but Nancy Pelosi and her husband always get it right? And we know what's going on there. Martha Stewart went to jail for it, but it's okay for the politicians. But how can they have to handle it. How can they not know? How about we just tell them that's off limits because they make enough money on the other things? How about we don't set them at that poker table because it's a little too addictive? We have let power and control go to their heads, and now we can't stifle it because they've whittled us down. But really, they're the gnats on the bull's ass, and the population's the bull. But we can't get enough people to remember that to sway the momentum of the population. It only takes 5% of the population, 5% of a group to sway the momentum of the group. We can't even get 5% of our population to go, excuse me? We're now seeing paperwork that absolutely patient zero. It did come from that lab. It was released. They have released documentation. China's admitted it. We found out that we were sending money even though it was supposed to be illegal, and that Mr. Anthony Fauci even continued it after that happened. He still is continuing it. Do you know that now they have created a virus that has a 100% kill rate, and they're afraid it might get loose? Well, why the heck did you make it, you moron? It's like seeing a Brahma bull pawing at the dirt and going up and wanting to give him a smoochie on the nose. It's going to hurt. Logic, common sense. They don't live in the right world. Therefore, they're not in the right frame of mind. Therefore, they don't see how we live. Therefore, we have a very bifurcated society. And then they try to further divide us because with division, they maintain, because they're such a small percentage, but if they can divide us with that division, they maintain the power. Because we're too stupid to go, we got way more in common than different. So maybe we should work together. We're too stupid. They've made it a game. They have dumbed us down for 30, 40 years, progressively, scientifically. And I don't care what y'all say, but what happened with this last 19 thing that went through the world, same thing with the AIDS virus in the 90s. They held on to information because they wanted a patent, they wanted the money, they wanted the rights and the fame. And they created it. They had augmented it. But shush, we're also going to heal it, so we're going to make a lot of money. And then they got in a fight with France because France's doctor, they actually found they actually found stuff first. But Anthony Fauci was like, no, it's mine, and I'm not going to allow you to get a patent on that and to make medicine. He caused deaths for years because he wanted money. He wanted a patent on something that actually was the French doctors that found it. But he wanted it. So he created a little war, a little litigious issue, and sat on this great medication that could have cured and saved so many people because he wanted power and money. All you gotta do is go read this. It's just go read. It's all back there. You can go read. France talks about it all the time. They're still pissed. Why ain't we? Because nobody in America knows how to research anything outside of their house. All they're worried about is, did I see the latest makeup tutorial? Do I have on the latest couture? Do my eyelashes look great? Did I get them lifted enough? Listen, while you're gluing your eyelashes to your eyelid, there are children dying of starvation. Just think about that sometimes. Just think about it, okay? I don't know. I have such irritation with these millionaires and billionaires and that live such, like Britney Spears. Somebody please put her in a cage for safety. Okay, I think a lot of her issues were created by her family, but then she allowed, like it was like either Stockholm Syndrome or she just allowed her brain to be completely bamboozled, or it was just the medications. I don't know, but bless her heart, I worry about her. And I think the sad thing is that she has more people watching her for a train wreck than people that watch the news or watch alternative sources of news or education programs, because they'd rather see a train wreck than learn knowledge or understand what's going on in the world today. Did you know that right now the Democrats are trying to get a group of people together that in case someone gets in power again, that they can have enough people work together to basically make the military stand down and not heed the commander-in-chief? Oh wait, didn't that happen in what, Myanmar? Wasn't that a coup? Wasn't that a big thing then? Isn't that what we said was supposed to be going on when all those people went and strolled through the Capitol? And some of them were little assholes and got smacked for it, and they needed to be. But most people just strolled through the Capitol, and the cops were like, "Yeah, come on, we'll show you this room. Yeah, come on, we'll show you that room." But that was the coup, right? That was the coup. But NBC wrote a story where they named some of the people that were putting this together. And no one's talking about it. No one's talking about it. They're just mad that Donald Trump didn't miss his mother-in-law's funeral to go to court. And how could he expect the judge to delay court? It's all a circus anyway. Could the third ring not just stop one day? Let the other two keep going? And I'm not a huge Trumper. I think I'd like to kind of pop him on the noggin because he started a lot of this with this warp speed stuff and trusting the wrong people. And you could see the doubt on his face when Anthony Fauci was speaking at that podium, but he did not follow his gut. He still talks to where he thinks he did this great thing. No, you didn't. And you're partially responsible for all the chaotic medical issues and crap that's going on. So suck it up, Donald. You know, you didn't walk out of this one, scot-free. You're dragging some baggage, okay? So no, nobody, everybody's going to be held accountable for these things. But nobody will watch the news. Nobody will. They won't watch anything unless it's offensive, feeds into a derogatory nature or ideal or ideology, or feeds their ego. And we're playing a very dangerous game with how we are manipulating people with social media to break off into these little groups, these little sections, these little ideological sects. And we're creating bands of mentally ill, antisocial, possibly sociopathic groups in society. I had to think about how to say that without. But guess what? The people above them that are doing that, they're psychopaths. So tell me again why I don't trust our government. You watch the trickle-down effect, and this is why we're all standing in crap. Because we're getting pooped on every day, and we're just not allowed to talk about it. Just we can't talk about it. But in giving them oh, they're not after us. Yes, no, yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. No, I'm not. Oh gosh, Fiona, we got into a whole mess of stuff. We can get into the haul. I got some stuff in. They told me they were going to let me do one last executive order. I thought, well, I'm going to do a big order. And my husband was like, do a big order. So I did a big order, and I've got part of it in. And a lot of it is just stuff I want to try that I refuse to spend the money here to try it. I'm cheap. And then a lot of it is stuff that is like the more natural stuff that I'm wanting. So like I've got a whole like health herbal stuff, and then I've got a whole alternative household cleaning and household purchase haul coming up to show you the difference between societies and cultures, and why it's good for us to be able to go back and forth and understand each other and allow our cultures to bleed over, and because we learn so much from other people. And I've learned a lot by looking at a lot of their health products. They are still given a lot more freedom as to opportunities and options that are purely natural than we are given. Go to Walmart and try to find an actual deodorant that is free of aluminum. You might find two. And then look at the prices of the ones that are natural. Who can wear those? But the natural ones over there are like $1.90 something a stick. I think the most expensive one I saw was $3.97, and it was a whopper of a stick. So I'm working on like a health and natural skincare and healthcare stuff, like a natural beauty. And then I'm working on household purchases and household necessities. And then I'm going to compare them to what I bought over there to what we buy over here and how much the cost would be. And so you all can see the differences. I would rather learn from a society than hate them, just to be quite honest. And I'm learning a lot. God, I know. I wish this flipping snow would melt. I swear it's killing me. I actually have purchased one of those crystal deodorants, and it is in one of my last two orders. That really, I was like, oh, because I do have a lot of gems and crystals in my house, and I was like, oh. So I picked that one up. I like a lot of their stuff that's got turmeric and coconut, and I use a lot of like goat soap and oatmeal soap. And even lye soap. A lot of people around here still make lye soap. You can still get lye soap. And my husband is a trapper and tanner. And so when people during bear, we have archery season for bear around here. When people bring him the bears and they want the hides tanned, the fat that he cuts off, he puts in a bucket, and he takes it to the lady that makes soap. And all this has to be approved by the TWRA. Let me tell you what. But we have a really great game warden, and they're actually really excited that David has done this. But so she gets to make bear fat soap, and it is, if you think goat soap is good, buddy, you should use bear fat soap. And so you have to be super careful, because most parts of a black bear you can't sell. It has to go back to the person that harvested it. Only a tooth comes out to go to the TWRA to go to the feds to be basically to see the age, the health, and how they're doing. And that tooth can tell them all of that. So a tooth has to come out of the head to go up to the feds. But everything else has to stay with the person that harvested it, but the organs have to be disposed of appropriately. And nothing can be logged up and, cut up and sold, or no. No. And so we had to go in and really talk to him, and they were like, oh yeah, bear fat's fine, because he has to pull the fat off the flesh as he's skinning, as he's fleshing the hide to get it thin enough to send it to the tannery, because he's so far behind right now. We've been sending a lot of stuff to the tannery now. And, but all that fat was just going to go waste. And we talked to the game warden. And we'd had the same game warden for like 30 years, and he passed away about 2 years ago. So we've got a new one now. And we were like, oh gosh, we've got to learn a new guy. But he's been really great. And he was like, absolutely. He's like, that fat is just a waste product that's going to be disposed of. He said, it's not anything that's like black market. You know, he's like, absolutely, she can have it for the bear soap. So she got to make a run of bear soap. We got a few bars as a thank you. And it is just amazing. It's just amazing. So we only have a very small bear season in our area that we're in, but if you have a large bear season, it may be something to talk to people at taxidermists and tanneries to say, hey, if you got people that make soap, they can also make this kind of soap. And it's really, I mean, it's a whole different feeling for your skin. It's really good. It's really good. Holds in a lot more moisture for your skin. I like the snow remark. Okay. Oh, so now that everybody has waded through the minutia, should I end this one and come back and do the Temu haul, or should I just keep going? What do y'all think? Just keep going? We done talked about everything else. We might as well just talk about Temu. You make soap by rendering down fat, and you have to render it down several times to purify it. And then you basically add essential oils. It's that easy. It's that easy. I even have charcoal soap. I love charcoal soap. It's really good if you're sick and you're not feeling good, or it's summertime and you're just sweating a lot, and you know, use charcoal soap. It'll pull a lot of stuff out of your system that is toxins. And I also use bentonite clay. So when I'm having a flare or I feel the flare coming on, I will put baking soda. I will put baking soda in my bath. What all do I put in there? I put in baking soda. I put in Epsom salt. I put a little bentonite clay. I've got several things that I put in my bath that help pull the toxins out of your body. And if I feel really, really bad, like I'm really coming down with something, I will get warm water, and in a big bowl big enough to put my feet in of warm water, I'll put about a half a cup to a cup of vinegar in there, and I'll soak my feet for about 15 minutes because that vinegar will help pull the toxins out as well. We're here for whatever you want to do. You probably need to just shut up. Oh my gosh. Oh, David bought that. Oh gosh. I was like, there's another one. So I had one of these in the bag that left to go to Texas. So I had to go on Amazon because everything was sold out. It was Christmas time. And I was mad because my one bag, the one bag that's only ever got lost, but I was still mad, it had one of these in it. So I had to go on Amazon and buy David's Crocs, camo Crocs, which he actually wears and likes. It's so funny to see him in Crocs, though, because he's such a big, burly man. And I bought this higher thing. It's like this, only bigger. And then David said, I like that. Could you get me one of those so that if I'm doing something, I can put it to the tracker and film at the tracker and stand back and use my little microphone? I said, sure. This is his. I there for a minute, I thought, holy crap, did they find my order? No, that was David's. He's out setting coyote traps today, him and his brother. The landowner is really getting tired of the song dogs taking over. So they're out. I don't know how many snares we're putting out today, but I pity them tomorrow because they're going to be going all day, I bet you. These are just star earrings. I will not buy myself jewelry at Walmart. I will not buy myself real jewelry. I wear stainless steel because when I first got married, I broke 2 wedding sets on Paul and Hay, and I felt really bad. David did buy me a third, but I made him get it at a pawn shop. I don't believe in bad juju, honey. I will wipe it clean. But from then on, I just started wearing stainless steel, and I like stainless steel. And you can't always get it at Walmart, but you can always find it. And so I searched for stainless steel, and I got these little stars, and they're just rhinestoned out. And I thought, how cute are they? I do love earrings. I do love jewelry. When they said you only get one more executive haul. I was like, dang it, now I got to buy everything I ever wanted. Pretty much I did. Pretty much I did. So everything I get jewelry-wise is normally under $1. Dear nuts. I'm sorry, that's where my brain went. See, I tell you, I'm very smart, but then I have moments like that. Every time they tell me, did you put on your duty belt? Duty belt. That was me as an officer. Duty belt. And then they force you to use a Glock when I'm a Smith & Wesson girl. That just pissed me off. These I thought were beautiful. It actually shines so much more than it looks there. These are so pretty. They're just little studs, little tiny. I got 3 holes in each ear. And if I ever go see my friend Manda at her salon and piercing studio, I might come home with more. So I always have tons of earrings. But I'd seen a lot of little studs, and I thought I better stock up because I break things. Hey, listen, we all have squirrel moments. Them squirrel moments are what life is all about. You got to enjoy them. I laugh at myself, and I tell y'all laugh at me too because I'm freaking hilarious sometimes. Some of the things that comes out of my mouth. I like these two. They've got like a bigger faux diamond in the middle of the rhinestones. I like those. And this is going to be a conglomeration haul, but mostly it's a crap. I'm never going to get to order that again, so I'm going to order it now. So that's what I did. Oh! Holy crap. What went flying? Well, maybe I shouldn't. I got David this little chest thingy that it comes with all the things that he can tip his little camera down. And so Yunz can see when he sets a trap while he's setting it from his angle. And because even when he takes his tripod, you still can't see what he's doing. And I'm like, let's get a closer. I think it will go around him. If not, I will sew it into his coveralls and force him. And it has this little stretchy thing so his phone doesn't fall out. And force him to film with it. And don't worry. I mean, I won't augment his coveralls. I'll just stitch it in there so that he can wear it for a day. And then I'll take it out when he gets home. But, you know, I haven't sewed a raccoon, beaver, coyote hat in a whole month. I think I deserve a prize. Because I'm here to tell you, I was sewing 3 or 4 a day there for a while. Those are just like the other ones with the bigger stone in the middle. If I find something, I get 2 or 3 because I lose things and I break things. These are gorgeous. These look like one ring that I love that I've had to buy another one of because I finally wore down to the copper. That's me. I won't take anything off when I shower or wash dishes or they're on my finger and they're going with me. My hubs are locked and we're just rolling in. So I have to buy 2 or 3 of things that I like. So I got these and they look like that ring that I love. And I think those are so pretty. If Haley sees this, she'll be like, hey, Mom, can I have those? And I'm going to be like, no. I actually sent her a mommy order the other day. See, I got useful stuff. I got a Type-C charging cable. Red to match the interior of my Jeep. I have a black on black Jeep with red accents. So I got me a red cord for my Jeep because I had to bring my other one inside because my inside one died. Duh. Gypsy, are you still with us or you asleep? Oh, there you are. You're there. I got these for Abby Dabby Doo. She can stick them on her Git Fiddle on her guitar and it will teach her the chords. Yay! And so she can learn the chords and it's easy for her. I thought that would be easier than just trying to show her and trying to make her remember. She can actually learn the frets and the finger placement. Yeah, that was pretty. I thought that is neat. That is such a cool cheat. So I've never put them on a guitar. Like I put them on a fiddle and a mandolin, but that's what I played. So, you know, we're both going to be running blind, but I think they sent me a PDF thing to read. But everything's on YouTube. Stick that in your bag. Look in your corners of your little bags because Customs likes to hide things with tape. Okay, last thing in this bag is what in the crap? Hand light. Okay. You're a hand light. Oh, this is a UV curing, rechargeable little, you just want one nail at a time. Did it come, did it come charged? It did come charged. So you can cure one nail at a time and then recharge it and put it in your pocketbook. And if you have a breakdown, just put your, I have the little tubes that I can put in a Ziploc and just put them back on. This costs, I think, $1.67. You go look at other places to buy them around here and they're like 15. Oh, I turned it on. They're like 15, 18. I'm like, excuse me. It is a flashlight with a UV film. And you want how much for that? No, sir. I'm very particular. I don't have a lot of money, so I'm very particular where it goes. And so this is the only time I get a splurge on myself is when I order TEMU, because I don't shop otherwise. But mostly because I don't leave the house because my legs barely work most days. But the other reason is because I look at things and I'm like, do I want my husband to have to work an hour and a half for that? Do I want my husband to have to cut 2 ricks of wood for that? Do I, and I just, no. So I don't get it. But now he is pretty much with TEMU like giving me free reign, because he's like, I can't tell with the bank statement when you shop, so go right ahead. But he also knows that I keep myself within limits, so. Okay, I got him. Well, I say got him. I won another pair of those gloves that he loves so well. I'm going to put these up and not let him know I have them. So that when he loses his other ones, I can be like, oh, I have an extra pair. It's okay. Sam, honey, you come back anytime. And normally I sneak conversations into TEMU hauls, because when do you see TEMU hauls disappear? You don't. When do you see makeup tutorials disappear? You don't. When do you see nail tutorials disappear? You don't. So I'll either get in, then hit the meat, and then go on with the TEMU haul, or start the TEMU haul and then get into the meat. But if you fast forward, pick around, you'll find it. Thank you so much for coming here. I appreciate your time, because time is something you can't get back. Thank you. And really, if you have a comment after this loads, leave me a comment, leave me ideas, leave me stuff to research. If you have a different perspective, put it below, y'all. I'm an open, but I want to go and learn everything. I want to see everybody's point of view so that I make sure I have mine and I know it and I know why I know it. And I can only do that by looking at everybody else's. He loves these gloves. They're really good. And he's got huge, giant hands. It's so hard to buy him gloves. He wears a size 14 wedding ring. But these are huge on me. But they fit him really good, and they're tight enough that he can work. And they're waterproof to a certain degree, but he can still, it's got that little spot where he can still work his phone. So I bought him some where he could get his little finger out. He doesn't like those because they leak. And he's like, I'm setting water traps for beaver and otter. And I'm like, oops. So I was thinking more coyote, but okay. So I'll put these away. And then when he loses one from the other one, I'll be like, it's okay. I have an extra pair. And I'll be like, the perfect wife. And then I'll rib him for losing his gloves. Oh, I got 2 sets because I lose things. Okay, these socks are heating socks, and I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it until I put a pair on when it was -4 here the other night. You put them on, and you have to put these toward you. And that's kind of what looks weird, is because you don't understand. You have to turn them inside out. It actually heats your feet up. It's magnetic. Like I said, we're electrical beings. It's magnetic. That's the only way I can tell you how it works, but I don't know how it works other than that. So these actually do work. They're about $1.69 a pair. You can get them in bulk. Sometimes you get them cheaper. I don't know why I'm putting back the plastic, but they work. I love them. The magnetic self-heating socks. A+ for me all day long. Oh, empty. Okay. I finally got that head wrap that has the celestial moon and stars and stuff on it, because I've been wanting it for a while, and then I hadn't bought it because I was like, I can't really justify. I've got enough. And then when they said no more executive orders, I went, I can justify it now. So I bought it. Leave it to me. Let me move this plate. I'm just making a huge racket with that plate. Okay, let's tear into this puppy and see what's in here. We got just the 2 big ones left to go. Thank you for putting my stuff up, Gypsy. I appreciate it. I bet you my fire has died. That's okay. I'll build it back up. It's actually warm enough that I'm not freezing to death. Actually, it's a little warm in here today. I'm used to it being 0, so what is that, 25 feels like a flipping heat wave. I swear they put this tape in the worst places. Oh, I have the cutest shirt that I've never worn, but it says not slim, kind of shady. I keep meaning to try to find a time to wear it to show-ins, but I keep forgetting. I figured it would probably thaw as warm as it was fixing to get because I knew it hadn't froze much if it had just froze that by that 3rd night. I used to go and get warm cow pies and put on my water line that was above a rock when I lived in Carthage, Tennessee, so that my it would heat the ground and keep my water line that was above a rock where they couldn't blast to go any deeper. It would keep my water thawed out. And my father-in-law thought I was crazy until it worked. And he was like, how did you know that? I said, well, if you don't turn your manure piles in the summer, they'll catch fire because they generate heat. So it generates heat. Got to put it on the frozen ground. It generates heat. Let's see. This must be an outfit of, oh, these are jammies. And we all know how much I love plaids and black and white plaids. And y'all know. What? Probably could have sized down. Dadgummit. That's okay. They'll shrink. I'll dry them a couple times. So I got plaid bottoms. And I sarcastically saw this and bought it for the shirt because it says, honey. And then I want to go, honey, honey, won't you open that door? And then we all sing the song. So this is just my way to irritate David because I know we're going to be singing for like a week and a half. Okay, this is why I did the order, and I can justify the order because the face to go visit my bonus child, and she has challenged me to, well, I might have challenged her. Anyway, we've decided we're going to have a karaoke off. Karaoke off. Is that what you call them, a karaoke off? And I thought, well, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it right. Oh, gosh, it's buried. So I got on there, and I saw this little succotash give me what I want. We'll just put everything in one bag, TEMU. Good grief. Make a mess. Oh, there goes the mascara. Make a mess, you all people, I swear. Whatever. I dropped something. Oh, that hurt. Mascara. So this was what got the entire order started, was a karaoke machine. Now, I actually watched the videos of people using this, and I thought, well, that's going to work for what we want. I'm going to play with it for a couple of days to make sure we know how to do it so we're not wasting time trying to figure it out. But it's supposed to actually work with, if you've got an internet Wi-Fi, it's supposed to actually connect with your TV and take out the vocals and leave you with the backup singers and stuff like that, or just the music. So I'm going to work with this. This was, I think it was around $20. I've got a couple of price adjustments on it, so I probably rated on 16, 17. And I'm going to have fun. I got 2 microphones because it's going to be battle karaoke, okay? Battle karaoke. I ain't playing. When I sing, I sing. You haven't ever seen me do Beastie Boys Intergalactic or No Sleep to Brooklyn. Wait till I break out the Queen songs. David Bowie, Heroes. Oh my gosh. Just wait. It's going to be epic. But I love the way that the videos were, and there was just people that had bought it, sending videos, and I thought, that's pretty good. So I'm hoping they weren't lying to me, and I'm hoping it is pretty good. So that was my whole justification for this whole order, was just to get a karaoke machine. And then I went a little crazy because it said, this is your last executive order. And I went, ah! I got the $1.69 mascara that everybody says is better than all the others, Thrive and everything. Jury's out. I'll let you know. I believe it when I see it, but I'll let you know. It was $1.69. If I go to Walmart, if I buy mascara, I'm going to be spending $5 to $7 anyway. So I thought, $1.69, heck, I'll try it. If I have to put on 15 layers, by golly, I will. What the crap is that? Oh, I've always wanted something that I've only ever known one person to play. And when I was a little girl, there was a little guy, a little old man that played this that would sometimes come and sit at the local grain store called Arnold Wright's. And he would play his penny whistle. And I've been watching these for a few months because they're not expensive at all. And I used to play alto saxophone and stuff like that in band. So, oh, it came in its own little case. Well, I feel special. This was literally $4.50. I got a penny whistle. Do I know what to do with it right now? Absolutely not. Will I? Yeah, shoot. Yeah. Where's my thingamajigger? Oh. I got a C, one tuned in C. But anyway, I'm going to try to figure it out. I mean, it's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes. I mean, but then you got, 8 fingers because you don't use your thumbs. So that's, a lot of, but not that many notes. Like my saxophone had like, oh my God, how many keys. So I'm figuring I can figure this out. I can do it. But I love the tune. I love the stuff that gets played on them. And then I want to learn the opening of Titanic just to irritate my husband. That was really all that $4 was for, was just the irritation. But also because I want to sit on the back porch and play my penny whistle. Okay? I'm strange. Listen, I told you. Never expect normalcy from me. Bring it, we'll have a band. We need a Pentecostal tambourine. Ouch. I actually bought my granddaughter one for Christmas just because I was a turd and I knew she would love it. I'm so mean. How do I get in here? This one does not have the trap door at the bottom, so I'm having to deal with the top that did not want to cut open. There we go. Y'all, getting used to life again with nails is not, listen, I don't know how I did everything I did back in the day with them. I don't know. Everything that I'm getting here was stuff that I've wanted, and I've said, no, I won't get it. But then I went, okay, if it's the last time I'm going to get a discount, I'm going to buy it. So I got this little star and moon ring that I wanted forever. It's completely adjustable. And it is silver. Is that not so cute? I will probably catch it on everything. But it is what it is. Okay, I got fluorescent tape. Why, Elizabeth? Why would you get fluorescent tape? And I got 2 or 3 of them in here somewhere. Why would you get fluorescent tape, Elizabeth? Well, because I'm blind and I'm lame. And I about killed myself trying to come up the porch steps the other night. So when it dries off and my porch steps are actually clean and dry, on the fronts, I'm going to put this tape and it glows neon yellow green at night. And so when I walk up to my porch, I won't trip and look like an idiot. And I'm going to put them on the back steps too because I'm not like, I don't want you to feel sorry for me, but I'm getting to the spot where I have to take precautions now with where I put my feet and stuff. And so this is entering my life now. But it was very cheap, and I thought that's a good, helpful thing that was very inexpensive. So yay. I got David shoe glue because he's got a boot that's got a little thing trying to pull away from it. This is something that you cannot find hardly anywhere in stores unless it is like a horrible price. And I said, no. It's like $1. It's $1.69, I think, on Temu. And then I got 2 price adjustments on it. So God knows what it actually was. But this is shoe glue or shoe goo. Shoe glue. We call it goo here in America. Big bottle. It'd probably do them for 6 months. But every once in a while, he's got a favorite old pair of boots he tries to hang on to. And I said, here, I'll get you some shoe glue. So, see, I'm a nice wife. Okay, I don't know what in the heck this is, but it looked really good. And the reviews were amazing. And it's from the company called Mercilin. And it is Cordyceps Proxylane, anti-wrinkle firming, rich and moist for your skin. I'm assuming it's kind of like those little capsules that I break that have the collagen in them. So it was under $2. And I said, It's a lot. How many's in there? A bunch. I can't read Chinese, or I tell you. Anyway, there's a bunch in there, and under $2. And I thought, heck yes, I will try that. And they're in separate packages. It sounds they're in their own sleeves. So there's probably 20, I'd say 20, 25. So I will let you know how this does. Well, I'll do a skincare and makeup thing one day and let you know how that does. I got retinol body lotion, soothe and firm, because listen, it's just like the minister, the doctor who wanted to, retinol body lotion, who wanted to anoint me before I went into the surgical bay, and I said, no, forget the little peck of glue. Roll me and Crisco. I need all the help I can get. So this is retinol body lotion and cream. I'm going to try to get rid of some of the hair damage that I've gained through my years. It's not cellulite, it's hair damage. Okay. Black tip, I don't know what that was. Black tip fingernails, clear fingernails, just because black is the color of my soul. And I'll use those. Red square short fingertips, because I know I'll use those. One broke off, but he's still in there hanging on, so he's fine. I got a little tiny bag of those little collagen fishies, and I got those for Gypsy, so I'll put those on your pile. I'm reading my book, and after I told people I bent pages, they got mad at me, so I got a bookmark. Ain't he cute? He hangs on to the page. He was only like 50 cents. Oh, he's 47, I think. And I was like, So if it isn't cute, I won't keep up with it. So I thought, okay, I'll do that. Let's see what this is. HIH. Oh my gosh. Is that Chinese or just that small? Oscar, you going to come eat right now? Golden protein thread. This is like a collagen that's got gold in it. It's supposed to be really good for your face. It was literally $2.50. I'm building up my skincare routine because, as y'all have noticed, with my flares spacing out, my skincare is doing better. I'm going to have to read the thing on this. Okay, so this is the thread. Now, it comes with this thing that looks like you put water or something in it. So I'm going to have, and there was a PDF file that came with this. And the people that had left reviews were just ecstatic. And I thought, well, bless y'all's heart. So I'm going to leave this in the box so I can make sure I get the right thing when I look it up. And look up how to use it. But people were ranting and raving about it. And I will say that's pretty packaging. A for effort on that one. We'll see what happens there. I got me little pink sparkle nails because I have small nail beds. Oh, I got me a St. Benedict bracelet, stainless steel bracelet, because when I was an officer, I always wore a St. Benedict on my bracelet, even though I'm not Catholic. It was something that all the officers did. And I lost my St. Benedict gem off of my bracelets last year. I don't know where. The jump ring must have gone bad because I'd had him for a long time. And so I thought, well, I'm going to get me another charm. I was just looking for charms, then I found this whole bracelet. And I thought it was pretty. It's stainless steel, but it's just St. Benedict. And they have one with the Virgin Mary on there too. Thought that was cute. Oh, see, they did. And I got the Virgin Mary too. I knew I remembered it for some reason. We have another ring because as if I don't have so many, I can't put them on my ring tree. This is a stainless steel crossover, just little crossover band rhinestoney. Oscar, honey, you think the more noise you make that I'll give you old man food, but it won't happen. You're going to have to chill for a minute, son. This is natural deodorant coconuts. Now, I do have the crystal deodorant coming in another order. This is the natural coconut. I'm excited because I'm all about coconut. I love coconut. I love to drink coconut. I love to smell coconut. I love to eat coconut. I got me a little bag too because I was running low, but I got us each a bag. I want to see if it helps you. Ladies, if I can tell you 2 things that you need in your life, 2 things worth spending money on Temu. One of them, and they put it in separate bag, which is so sweet. One of them would be these numbered body sprays. Now, I've done the 62, which is, or the 26, which is what I have on. The lids are a pain in the butt. I'll just go ahead and tell you that. They are a pain in the absolute butt. This is called Brazilian Passion. It's by Lanham Press. And they're dupes of other stuff. Like the 26, the golden one that I had was a dupe for Baccarat Rouge. I don't know what Baccarat Rouge smells like, but if it smells better than what I have in that bottle, just only got that much left, daggum, it's good stuff. They say it costs $600 for a little tiny bottle of Baccarat Rouge. No, thank you. $8. This is another one that they said smelled really good. They have numbers on them. That's how you look them up. So this is 28. I liked 26. Let's see if I like 28. Oh. That's like a floral cotton candy mix. Shucks, I like that. It's light. It's like a body mist, so you'll have to reapply it a couple times a day. But the other one lasted like 5 weeks for me, so that's nice. That's like a floral cotton candy. That's heck far. I really like those too, and they were like 87 cents or 97 cents. I was tickled with, I mean, I was gonna make dadgum use of that last thing. I wanted one of these for a while too, but I haven't got one. All it is 2 pieces of silicone that's made to go together, and what you do, you gotta line the lines and you fill it with water and put it together, and then you freeze it, and then you got to tip it up when you freeze it or it come out the hole. You sit it up in your freezer to freeze it, and then every night or every morning when you do your skincare routine, when you have your face clean and your pores cleaned, then you make an ice dome out of this because it'll freeze up and fill this. It becomes an ice dome, and you rub that ice to close those nice clean pores and to shrink them, and then you wash it off, put it back on it, and put it in the freezer, and you use it once to twice a day. This is another thing that long curly haired guy on YouTube taught me, and he looks like he's going to help you buy a computer at Best Buy when he smiles, but he's got the long hair and he models. You know, I'm a girl, but I've got a lot of beauty hacks from that man. And I tell him thank you, and I pick on him. He wore a blue shirt one day, and I said, see, I told you worked at Best Buy, and he just grinned. He's brought my comments up and picked on me, but I pick on him, so it's all's fair in internet glory. I will say that the only reason I have gotten through this winter cold patch with my skin intact is because of April's The Balm. Look, I've even got it all over the thing. So if you know Menopause and Madness that does the hauls, she actually makes these balms, and I have really bad skin problems. And I mean, I've used the heck out of it, and I still have that much left. And I have another one that is cottonwoods based, and it's just as good, but I like this one at night. The smell soothes me. So if you like April on Menopause and Madness, her Etsy shop is like April Rain Herbs or something like that. I'm sure it's in her description of her videos. She does candles, some other stuff, but the balms I highly recommend. I've used this one and the cottonwood one. This is the balm, BALM, the balm, and then I've used the cottonwood Feeling Good. I recommend both of them. I just handle that, and it's not greasy. I put other stuff on that doctors recommend, and it's like shampoo at a slip and slide, honey. Lord, see, it's like it's a how would you describe it? It's like a fresh hay grass with a little bit of a tea, like a tea tree tea, but it's a very soft musk behind it, and it's very soothing. I like it because it's a natural smell, and I often put it on before. I put it on so much when I'm in the bed because my skin hurts me at night when it gets really cold because I swell a lot with this disorder. and I put it on my elbows and on the places that really, really crack when the weather does this. And my poor sheets, where my right elbow goes, my poor sheet is like, excuse me, can we, it's the laundry day. And I'm like, I know, but I've used so much the last 3 nights where it's been so cold. And my husband's like, what did you do? And I was like, it's that stuff. It comes right out when you wash it. So don't worry, you're not going to ruin anything. But I put that's how much I put on. And I love it. This bag had apparently gone to Taco Bell before it got packed. It's okay, buddy. It happens to us all. Oh, Lord. David's going to get home and go, the fire's out. I know. I'll build another. That's all I've done for a week and a half, I feel like. I've been on so much fire. Ooh, static electricity. Static electricity. It's going to shock me. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Oh, it's going to happen. Okay, so I think y'all saw me get a maroon one of these. I went back and got not a maroon, a brown one of these. I went back and got the Dusty Rose maroon. Because when I like something, I get multiple colors. And this is so soft. But when you unpack them from those bags, it's like... So, I love these. The hood is great. And it's a little pointy on top, but it's not super bad. I thought it was funny the way it was pointy, but these are so soft. I can't tell you how soft they are, and even the strings are so, it's like Chanel. I just love it. So I got me the pink one, and I think I got it for like $6. So I got a really good deal on it. I normally only buy clothes if they're on sale. Even if I have an executive order or discount, I only buy clothes. They moved the discounts. Like I would just won Farmland or Fishland or whichever one it was. Oh, see, there's the rest of those reflective stickers. Because your girls will, I'm going to bust my butt and break the earth at the same time. But I will, they moved those coupons to $40 after a $160 order. And I went, excuse me? So I never even used my coupons. I just went and got, did this last executive order. I got some more nails, and these are blue. Blue. Do I wear blue? Do I? I think I have 2 blue shirts. That sounds like a country song. 2 blue shirts. I don't know what's in this bag, but it's in there good. I can't read oh, it is medium brown. These are, okay, everybody always makes fun of my non-existent eyebrows. I used to have eyebrows until I was in a prison riot issue where I got locked down into an area with an inmate that had three cans of very big CO spray emptied on him. And then we were stuck there for 25 minutes, and my face and stuff swelled, even though I'd been times at the academy. My face and stuff swelled so bad. I ended up with pneumonia in the hospital. 5 of us did that were in there that day. The idiot men that emptied the cans, all they had to do was sit on him until somebody got there. My goodness. The little man that got pepper sprayed ended up running around naked everywhere. And I said, if he gets put on probation, I am not taking him. I know way too much about him now. But I rubbed a lot of my eyebrows off during the pain of the hospital stay because I was literally sedated out of my mind because I was in so much pain and my lungs were hurting. I was hooked up on a bunch of stuff. And they had to take my washcloth away from me because I kept rubbing, and I rubbed like parts of my eyebrows off. And this one was not as bad, but this one over here, I rubbed a whole streak of it off. It took like a year to grow back. I called it my gang-affiliated eyebrow. I got eyebrow stamp kits because Just Jen uses these. And I didn't, she's like 50 something. She's 50 or 52. She looks like she's freaking 27 years old. And I was like, dang, girl, tell me your skin secrets. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have hauled hay and worked with livestock, okay? But man, she's pretty. And I'm like, tell me what you do. So I got the stuff she recommended that she used. And so I'm going to try to stamp my eyebrows on. Okay, I'll bring them. I'll stamp. Can I give you eyebrows all over your face? Can I give you 3 or 4 so that... I got me a pump for my little 0-calorie syrups that I put in my water bottle. because when I pour a little heavy-handed, okay? So that's why it's a good thing I probably don't drink, because I pour a little heavy-handed when I'm just pouring 0-calorie simple syrups into my water. Oh, I got more of these since I had an executive order, because guess what? They do work. I'm going to do a video as soon as it's not 22 degrees in the back room. I'm going to do a video. Y'all, all I've been doing is keeping a wood stove going. I also bought this. This is Island Vanilla. I think it probably is supposed to be Vanilla Island, but you know, hey, listen, it's lost in translation. This is a perfumed hair and body mist. Brume Cheveux et Corps. I don't know what that means. But everybody was raving about this, that it smelled like an island vacation. I've never been on an island vacation, so I'm fixing to take a trip. Ain't y'all glad y'all are here to witness this? I don't have enough money to go on vacations. Let's go on an island vacation. Everybody with me? Okay. I've got so many cents. David's going to come in the house and go, shoot. You know when you go into the tanning bedroom, after the really rich woman gets out and she's freshly cleaned herself and cleaned the bed, but then spritzed herself with amazing, like, Tahitian perfume? That's what it smells like. And I'm not mad at that. I actually quite like it. It took me back there for a moment. I did used to tan because I had freckles. And I didn't want my wedding dress that I had when my first wedding. It was a big collared one, and I had overall gala stripe tans. I'm a farm girl where I worked at that horse farm. And so I had to go tan. And I liked it. So I kept tanning for a while. And not long. Just enough to get a base tan, and then I'd stop. But that's what that smells like. So I don't know if it was an island vacation, but I just went back to the tanning bed. I guess that's a cheap vacation for people like you and me. This is Hen Chow. That's what it says. Oh, UV LED gel. Okay. Top coat, base coat. So this is just when I use my gel polishes and don't put nails on, I just use the gels. These are top coat, base coat. And I won some of these the other day. Where I put them is beyond me. I put them in plain sight, but God knows where that is now. But I won some the other day on a game, and I got them. This is another Hencho. What is this? Soak Off Gel Polish Remover. Thought about everything, didn't I? Ready to roll. Oh, my toes are cold. Let's see what this is. We're getting there. We're getting there, y'all. Oh, man, that's some glue. If they were to make that into nail glue, we'd all be happy. Do you hear somebody? Is your daddy home? Because he's going to whip me because I ain't got no fire going. Oh, this is, oh, crap. What is it? This was that professional, Zinc's professional, hang on, glasses swap. Bear with. Bear with. Bear with. Woo, I'm drunk now. Oh, these headbands are not good with glasses. Just telling you. Professional. Why do they put it in freaking Chinese? I want to think that this is so it's a soak off. It's another soak off. Yes, these are my new glasses, and I'm having so many hearts that say, oh, I'm having a hard time with them. Rowing to man. Where are we rowing to man? Rowing, rowing, rowing. Where are we rowing to man? Can you what? So this is another soak off. I can't stand these glasses anymore. I know that the eye guy says that I need them, but look, I just stick with my little readers while I'm doing this because, geez, oh, Pete, man. Everybody watch Rowing the Man. He might row himself into trouble if he don't pay.
Howdy, welcome. Behave yourself. Let's see what this is. This is Lavender Violet gel nail polish. No need to alcohol swap or wipe the top or the top coat. It doesn't make it messy, sticky. It comes off clean. And I got a purple color. It's in a black bottle, so you can't tell. But there's no need to alcohol swab or wipe or go wash your hands because they do not leave that sticky residue. So, and I like that because my husband always has all the alcohol and stuff out there in the fur shed. So I got this little stainless steel cross bracelet. It's one of those double ones, so I'll have to let it out a little bit, but I thought it was cute. Been wearing a lot of bracelets lately. I had it way too hot in this house earlier, so I will gladly build another fire later. Oh, I got another one of those with no need to wipe off because, like I said, I wasn't going to get another executive order. And when you find something useful, you buy lots of it. Craft bag. No, it's got tape stuff on it. Never mind. Trash bag. This is another coconut deodorant. I'm testing two against each other, so we'll see what that turns out to be. Like I said, I'm coconut everything. So I got this kind and that kind. I'm going to challenge them against each other and see what happens. Dave, is that you? A handheld one-word lamp. What the crap? Handheld one-word lamp. What the crap? What the actual crap does that mean? Oh, they sent me two of them little suckers. Oh, well, backup's nice. Okay. The other one didn't say that, did it? Maybe it did. I just didn't read it. Okay. This is, I think, the last. Well, there's one thing after it. We're down to the last three things, I think. Let me make sure there's nothing in corners. No. Okay. Let me put my knife up so I do not hurt myself because I've gotten into all the bags. Anybody else grow up always having a boot knife? Today is Dave's birthday, yeah. Today is Dave's birthday. That's why he got his caution underwear and his Damn It air freshener. It had a beaver on it. It says Damn It, D-A-M. And he got that for his birthday. Oh, dropped that one on the floor. Let's see. What is this? Is it something that I don't want to share? I don't know what it is. Did I get something I shouldn't share? Oh, no, it's a bra. It's okay. It just looked kind of groovy there for a minute. I like this. I think this was literally $3. $3.87, $3.67, something like that. It executive, so it is executive price, so it's probably a little bit more regular. I liked it. I like the racerback. Y'all like, I like to wear a lot of cold shoulder stuff, so I thought that was cute. Stretchy. I got a size small because I am losing weight so quick, so thought that was a good buy because y'all know when you're losing weight, you need bras every other flipping day because it's not like you can just go out in the public without one. Some people can. I can't. I certainly cannot. Keep that one. It's a good one. And I like the little red bra that I got, and I told you that they only had red, white, and black. I have a ton of black bras, so I went back and I got one of the white ones that's got the crossover. Well, hello. It took me a minute. The first time I put it on, it took me a minute. It's got the cross in the back, the crossover in the back behind your neck, and that in the front. The most comfortable bra I have ever worn, but it's also one of the best. And they're $5.94 now, and they still have all three colors available, but they're $5.94 now. So if you want one, go get you one because people are buying them up. This is something I bought because I was freaking cold when I did my order. And this is what happens when you're freaking cold when you do an order. You buy a giant sweater. So it's got only 3/4 sleeve, so I can still tend the fire without catching myself ablaze. But it's huge and thick and goes down to my knees. Well, below my knees, actually. And I can be super warm, still tend the fire. And, oh, that was my knee that just popped. And I cannot stand, like, I only get cold in certain places because of my Raynaud's. And I thought, oh, that's good. I can still get my hands in the fire, which is a wonder I've not melted a nail. We're just to be honest. I can still get my hands in the fire, tend the fire, and do all that, and not be totally putting my sleeves up and uncomfortable all the time. And it's big, so it'll be comfortable. I think the winner for me, I think this was one of my favorite things. The reflective things I absolutely need. I'm excited about the skincare products. I need to put Gypsy's up separately before I forget with the guitar stickers. And my 10 penny whistle. I'm gonna try that. I mean, I know that's stupid, but what's life if you can't be stupid? But I'm telling you, you can find them from $6 to $9, depending on what seller and what day. 26 and 28. I love 26, but I had to try this one. 28's just as nice. I still think I prefer 26, but hey, this is nice too. This has been my favorite. I'm not mad at this. It was a lot cheaper. I'm not mad at this. Island vanilla. I'm not mad at that. It just had a little bit more of a weird after wang to it. But these are amazing. So I've tried 26 and 28, and they both have my stamp of approval. I'm going to be doing an empty soon of stuff that I've had to reorder or that I've gotten through and I'm going to reorder, or stuff that I've got through and I'm not going to reorder. So that video is going to be coming up very, very soon. And when I try to stamp my eyebrows, I'll let y'all know. I hear my husband. He turns 46 today. Technically, I now get to be younger for 4 months. And I'm using it as much as I can. Okay, so it is time for me to go build a fire. So he won't whine. Of course, he's been outside all day, so he'll probably come and think it's smoldering hot in here anyway. I don't know how many coyote sets he put out, but if he took any video, I'll try to edit it and get it up as soon as possible. And other than that, I'm done. Thank you all so much for spending a big chunk of your day with me. I appreciate each and every one of you, especially when you go through the psychobabble gobbledygook. I really appreciate it. I know a lot of us are really hanging on to every word that Ryan says. I may try to do a reaction when I have a little bit more energy, but right now when I am doing a fire and I'm up all night with feeding this fire and keeping the house warm, I just don't have the energy. But when it warms up a little bit, I'll try to do a reaction to some of his stuff and see what he says. He's liked some of my comments, but I want to give him some more information. It was a good visit. Thank you all so much. When we made some new friends, I like that. I'm going to go hide these so that I seem like a miracle worker when I can find them after he loses the other ones. Wives, we all do this. And I'll catch you on another day. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate you being here. Oh, hang on. We'll see how many sets David did. Can you get in? You see your daddy? There's daddy. Okay, I'm live, but everybody wants to know, how many coyote sets did you put out?
I don't know, around 20.
Round 20, he said.
Somewhere in there.
Round 20. Somewhere. Hey, did you take any video?
Yeah.
He took video, so expect a Trapper Dave Waters video later today. You can see it on my channel, or if you want to sub to him, you can go to Trapper Dave Waters and sub to him and just look at his trapping videos. So I'm going to end now. Thanks for going through all this crud with me, and I'll see you back.
Mind of the sign.
Oh, did you see a whole lot of sign?
It's pond probably got 500,000 tracks on it.
They've been running since that weather.
They've been all over that pond.
Are they getting amorous yet?
Oh Lord, yeah, plenty.
So it's coyote breeding season. It's coyote, bobcat, and what else? Fisher. What else is breeding right now?
Everything.
About everything. But the coyotes are really bad right now. So he said the sign was. He says probably 1 million tracks on that bloated creek side.
It's in the pond. It's pond.
It's pond. Oh, that pond. Okay.
Hear the wood knock.
You hear the wood knock.
Sound like it.
Well, oh, everybody said happy birthday.
I hadn't been out long with setting when Sound like it came from the river.
You shouldn't knock back.
I was afraid to.
You're afraid to? I would be like, I'm too weak to knock. You're just gonna have to come gurgle talk to me.
And I didn't have a gun.
Did you not take your pistol?
No, I forgot.
He has to take me to have protection because I'm the only one that can remember to leave this house with a gun.
I gotta go.
Well, you had your little single shot with you, didn't you?
No. He was in the bar.
He went out in the middle of BFE, just with a nasty grin on his
I
face.
gotta go get.
Yeah, no, duh. Gypsy said, duh. You just want to be like packed off by something? Don't worry about it. I'll clean it up.
Go take them and hang them up back there. Let me have your keys. I'll go to town.
Okay. Okay, everybody. I'll upload his videos as soon as I can later tonight.
Wow.
Everybody said happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
What do you say to that?
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, guys. I'll see you later. Love you. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye. I bet you Oscar's freezing out there. Let me turn this off. How have I turned this off? I've turned into Aaron.
Hurry up.